Good evening. How are you guys doing? Okay, we're going to try that again. We've been here all day, and we're still excited to have you come. So, good evening. Yes, woo, thank you. Thank you for coming. I know 10th to 12th grade, as I stated in the newsletter on Sunday, I know your student knows how to navigate our halls. And hopefully we have some new students who are in 10th through 12th grade who wants to see more about the school. We'll do our best tonight to do some gentle reminders and maybe some information we present today you've heard before. My name is Renee Coleman. I'm the principal here, and I will have our admin staff come up and introduce themselves.
Hello, welcome. My name's Heidi Walter. I'm one of the associate principals.
Hi, everybody. I'm Chrissy Mittling, the other associate principal.
Welcome. My name is Janice Rodriguez. I'm one of the Dean of Students.
Hello, I'm Janelle Jeter-Smiley. I'm also one of the Dean of Students.
And we have two members that could not make it out tonight. That's Mallory Long. She's our program manager and also our student services coordinator. She deals with students who have IEPs and also have some supports for our 504 scholars. And also we have Mrs. Alicia Justice. She's our restorative practice coach. She just had a baby a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and so she's out on maternity leave. She'll be back about October-ish. So we wanted to give you an overview of all of the staff members who make up the admin team. We're here to answer any questions. If you get my Sunday call, our information is in that newsletter, and pretty soon you're going to be able to have a button that says, who do I need to contact? That information will be on the forward page. So want to give you the student services, let you know who is our social workers. We have TJ Hansen, and we also have Kaylin Andrews. They are pretty much dividing the alphas of this building half and half, and they support students. We have 1.5 psychologists in this building. Tom Leslie is shared between East and West, and we have school psychologist Amy Cole. She serves East. We have 3 counselors. We have Sarah Albright, and she handles alphabet A through G. Katie McCormick, that does H through P. And we have Carrie Garlow, who does Q through Z. And so this is our student support service members who's here to also do not only schedules, but also if there's any mental health issues, social emotional needs. They're really a great department to help us wrap around services to make sure that we are addressing the whole child in this building. So also want you to let you know about the office staff. They are our front warriors when it comes to handling problems and being able to sift those problems out to the proper person. So we have our welcome desk, that's Krista Seymour. We have the attendance, new secretary, Tricia Bowers. So just want to make sure you connect that name. If you know your student is going to be out, if you have an early dismissal, Tricia now is our person you would want to get in contact if you have any attendance issues. We have admin assistant to the deans and APs. That used to be our old attendance secretary. She's now promoted to AP secretary, APs and deans. That's Kristen Morris. Our financial admin assistant is Patricia Yemen. She's the one who handles all the fees. If you have any questions in regards to that, if you had a lot of people stop me at the door about parking passes, those things will be part of her department. Principal admin and secretary is Priscilla Gardner. I'm not sure if you're used to speaking to Andrea, but Priscilla is now my new secretary, and she pretty much has access to my calendar. And if you need to speak with me or schedule a meeting, that would be the best person to do so. Registrar, who does everything as far as transcripts and anything that has to do with recorded grades. She is the person you want to contact. She is split between East and West, so if you leave her a message, just give her some time to be able to respond to you. Student service admin assistant, she works with our student services. Karen Johnson does a lot of things, student services. She takes ID pictures, she makes sure that she makes connections to our scholarships, anything that's related to that. Karen is a good person, so anything related in that particular department, Karen would be your go-to. So today we were able to go to convocation, so most of the staff have red shirts, and so it is a truly exciting time to be able to bring staff back. But one thing that's truly exciting is bringing all the students back. This year's theme really spoke to me and also to the admin staff, where we want to refocus our direction. We have the opportunity for this to be our second year in consideration of being Sun Prairie East High School. Previous to that, we was just a high school. And so as we begin to continue to define what it means to be a Cardinal, part of that process is also developing a growth mindset. And part of that development is that we believe all students in this building can be whatever they want to be. We have access to that. We are part of that cycle. Also, we know that we have to make sure these wonderful humans that have all these wonderful gifts have a place to belong in this building. And we are making sure they find those spaces and be able to thrive, which is our theme last year, in those spaces. Lastly, we know that we say we believe in them, we say that they belong in here, but we also want them to become their best self. This is an amazing building with amazing resources, amazing staff, and why can't they become whatever they want to become? Part of that journey with us this year is that we want to help students know that these four walls is not the only place where they can go beyond. They are global leaders. They are future representation of what we have to look forward to. And it is our duty and our service to make sure they are ready to be global competitors. And that is our goal this year, is to make sure that every student in this building feels like we believe in them, that they belong here, that they can become whatever they want, and that they can go beyond. So that's our theme this year. And lastly, we are on that journey with restorative practices. We know we have to change the way we offer consequences to students. And some of that may be new, some of that is uncomfortable, and some of that is going to be a challenge. We have to stop the prison to pipeline. And the way we do that is offering restorative practices for our students. And that means we have to change how we are able to repair harm that is occurring in our learning communities. And so that is also our challenge this year, and our charge is to make sure that we become a restorative practice school-wide. And would love to talk with any parent if that's additional questions you may have about that. We've been trained this summer, and we plan to train all the rest of the staff. And then eventually, we want to train students to help lead circles in regards to restorative practices. And then we want to make sure that parents are a part of this journey. And during our parent meetings this year, we will have restorative practices being implemented in those meetings so that parents can understand that this is not an initiative. This is how we will do business in Sun Prairie East High School.
Okay, I'm gonna go like this because I'm a mover. So today, our schedule is the same. There's an A-day, B-day schedule. Students, we have 4 blocks. Those of you that have been here know that we have 4 blocks. SP30 and WIN happens on that right between first and second block. We'll talk more about what that is in a minute. There's 7-minute passing times. If you are new to East, you will find that that is like you do have to move pretty quickly from one spot to a next, especially if you're first floor 1200 to 3600. It is pretty quick. And I'm going to show you how to read your schedule. So This scholar has A-Day study hall, B-Day Spanish. A-Day, B-Day is every other day. Students will get planners this year, and they'll actually have that A-Day, B-Day rotation in their planner as well. We also have it posted in the attendance and various other places around the building. Advisory is our SP30, and then block 2. And then what's important to see here is the split lunch versus early lunch. On A-Day, the student goes from second block to third block, starts world history, and then at 1 o'clock goes to lunch, and then goes back to world history for the second half. Where on B-Day, in biology, they first go from PE to lunch, and then go to the full block of biology. That's one piece that students can have early lunch both days, they could have split lunch both days, or they could have one of each. We're gonna walk through a day in the life of a student at Sun Prairie. This is our graduating class of 2023. When they went to go see the elementary schools, we did walks through the elementary schools this year in their caps and gowns. Arrival is anytime after 8. Our doors open at 8 o'clock. Parents and caregivers, we ask that you use door 6 and the circle right here by door 6 and 7. That is the first left when you come off of Grove Street, and that's because we really want, it helps with our traffic flow if we have parents use that. And those doors are open in the morning until the bell rings. And then the bus drops off door 16, which is out at the end of our Fayed hallway, athletic hallway. That's gonna drop off approximately 8:25. School starts at 8:35, and which is enough time for students to, if they do need breakfast, grab breakfast and go to class. They do need a tag to ride the bus. If you didn't get it at registration, we will be giving them out the first few days of school. So no worries. We do have student parking. How many of you are going to be parking this year? Okay. And at any time you can, if you get your license after the beginning of the year, you can get a parking permit later in the year. Parking permits are for a fee that will get added. You fill out a form. We will have those forms available if you didn't fill it out at registration. We'll have the form available during the first week of school and thereafter. But we'll have it at lunches during the first week. You do need your valid driver's license. We will have a wait list if it gets full. We had room last year, so we don't expect it to get full. But we do require those parking permits. Otherwise, they may get a parking ticket. Start of the day, students start in the Commons. Breakfast is available in there. We ask that students stay in there until 8:20, and then at 8:20, we will release them to the academic wing, for if they want to go to class early, and school starts at 8:35.
All right, so for SP30 and WIN time, attendance is taken during SP30 and WIN, and it also counts toward missed classes. So during that 50 or 25 excused absences, SP30 and WIN count during that time. This time is to get some of that social emotional learning. It's to get our academic and career planning, some of our community building and school-wide plans during that SP30 time. During WIN, which is what I need, this is an opportunity for students to receive some enrichment or some extra credit opportunities. Students can request it. Students can choose ahead of time when they want, what they need, or teachers can request if they see some students need some help in this particular area, teachers can request students be in a particular WIN for that particular week. So everybody will see that, everybody have an opportunity to go through the different options for what I need during the week. Lunch, continues to be a closed campus. Parents are allowed to drop off in the office area lunch if you choose to do so. There are no outside deliveries. It's in order to keep our campus safe, our students safe, we have to make sure that there's not people going in and out of that space at any given time. We're gonna stay in our designated eating areas. That means the cafeteria, the commons. You can always have a pass from a teacher to go back to the classroom, or in the courtyard area when the weather is decent enough to do it. Can you do the next slide? Thank you. All right, for dismissal, buses leave at 3:55. If you are bus 501 to 508, you're gonna be at door 16. All the other buses are at doors 8. Bus 509 to 515 are at door 8. Through the parking lot, drive slow. That's in order to make sure that, again, everybody is safe as we go through. And Heidi. Is this yours? Oh. Watch for cars and the walkers that may be going through the parking lot. Parent caregiver pickup is at door 6, and after-school activities you must leave by 3:55 if you're not doing an after-school activity. If after-school activities are athletics, the library, any type of practice that you may have. All of those, there is a late bus for that you'll get more information about when they go through during that welcome week.
So for student life, we have in athletics, we have over 20 varsity and JV sports. We have the seasons run through fall, winter, and spring. Club activities, we have dozens of clubs and organizations that, depending on your interest, you can be a part of. All you need to do is stop by the athletic and activities office for more information. Tutoring is available after school Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays until 4:45. It starts the week of September 18th in the library. There is a late bus after all the activities at 4:45 that can take you home. Safety is very important. We don't leave the doors open or cracked open. We don't open them for deliveries. Or if people come over and drop food, we don't want students to go out and get them. All visitors enter through the door 1, which is the main door where you all came in tonight. And everyone is responsible for the safety of everybody. So if you see something, if you hear something, you gotta say something. And there is an anonymous tip line on the district website that you can do some reports there if you need to. The district adopted the PBIS. It's not a curriculum, it's a framework, and it's positive behavior interventions and supports. These are our common values, cares. So C is community, A, accountability, R, respect, E, empathy, S is safety. So if we all hold each other accountable, we can achieve the ultimate goal of staying safe. You can go back to that other one, sorry. So there is the school and personal devices. Those are the values that we go by when it comes to cell phones and our Chromebooks. Our policy, our cell phone policy, says that cell phones are not allowed in the school. So once you come in through the building, you gotta put them in your pockets or put them in your backpacks, silence them, do not use them. Parents, if you gotta call and talk to your kids, call the main office. Somebody will get the message to your kid. Some teachers might let you use a cell phone during their class time. That's only for academic purposes.
So Infinite Campus is our main communication tool in regards to grading, and that's where you would want to be connected to check the progress of your student. When you're looking at your students' grades, you're going to notice each grade book has 2 categories: formative, how are students doing while they're in the learning process. That might be assignments they're doing, homework that they're engaging in, quizzes, and that's what we're looking at, is to see how they're progressing up until the summative, which is the summary or end of learning experience. That is 90% of the grade book. The summative is projects, tests, essays, could be a speech. It could be engaging in a Socratic seminar. There's a lot of different ways that students will demonstrate that they are able to meet those standards. You will look at the grades, and it would be best if you look at quarter 2. That's the in-progress grade, because that's where we give a semester grade. So you'll see their current grade if you click in Infinite Campus over to quarter 2. At Sun Prairie, you'll also notice that our lowest grade score is 50%. So if a student is missing a formative assessment, it'll flag with an M for missing, and then it'll put that as 50% until your student turns that in, and then that gets graded. We want equal intervals for our grading scale so that we don't have 60% of our grading scale failing, right? So it's 10%, and then it goes up increments from there. If a student does not pass a summative, we do want to make sure that they get that most essential learning, and so teachers will be pulling them in for that win time, and we'll be looking to help them engage in other practice so that they can retake that assessment and earn a passing score. All of our students, all of our summatives must be completed in order to pass that class. So students need to complete all of those summatives. We do not have extra credit, and we do not have finals, because we're working on students having those learning experiences and demonstrating those proficiency on those summatives. We do have, though, progress grades that will be posted so that you can check their progress over time. So at 4.5 weeks, you'll see a progress grade. Then you'll see a mid-semester summary. At the next 4.5 weeks, another progress grade, and then the final semester grade at the end of the semester. Next slide. Oh, attendance is me too, thank you. Okay, attendance is important, right? Like, when you're here, you're able to engage in learning. You're able to get the information from your teachers. You're able to learn with your peers. So it's important that you're here. We need to see 90% attendance. That is what the threshold set by the state is. If you are missing up to 50 classes, 10 days excused, like, that's okay. Parents, call in that attendance line, let us know your child was sick, right? If they went to a doctor or had a medical note, please send those in. Those will count as excused. But if students go beyond those 10 days of excused, then they can start to get into what we would call truancy, where they've missed so much of school that it's difficult for them to stay connected and stay up to date. So you'll start to see after 10 days of excused absence that your child's absences will flip to unexcused, because they've now exceeded that amount that's allowed for that threshold for truancy. You'll also note for student attendance that if they're tardy to a class, there'll be a code, and that code tells you how much instructional time they missed. So if your student was tardy to class, you'll see a T for tardy, and then you'll see a code. If it says A, your student missed up to 15 minutes of class. If it says B, it'll tell you that your student missed 16 to 45 minutes of that class. Or if you see a C, it means they arrived later than 45 minutes. It's important for students to be engaged in the learning experience and to be in classes. And so we want to make sure you're informed about when they're there, when they're not. And if we see that students start to develop those patterns, you'll be getting phone calls from us and, like, let's come to the table and talk together about how we can work through any barriers that might be happening and make a plan to support your student. Sorry, we rearranged these from last night, so. What would help you and be successful in your experience here? One, it is being positive, right? Coming into school positive and ready to learn. Another is to advocate for yourself. That's a huge skill that you're going to need post-secondary. So if you need something, reach out. Like admin are here, student services, your teachers. Families also, please advocate and reach out, right? Don't pull back. This is not the time to pull back. It's the time to still stay engaged with us. We want to make sure that you are organized. Google Classroom is your main management system for all of your coursework. So check that Google Classroom regularly. Also set aside specific time for studying, right? Give yourself that schedule and that routine to build that in, and consider ways to get involved, because school isn't just during the day. There's clubs, there's activities, there's all sorts of ways to be connected to our community and to your peers. As I said, parents, the main ways for you to stay informed: Infinite Campus, like having that, you can download that as an app, or you can log in from our website. Checking our school website. We also send out weekly communications that will come to you. If you're not receiving those, please let us know and we can help troubleshoot that. We also want to make sure that if you have any academic concerns, those should go first to the teacher. They're the best person to answer those specific questions. If you have attendance concerns, please reach out to our attendance secretary, Tricia Bowers. And then if there's any behavior concerns, your first stop would be to connect with Ms. Rodriguez or Ms. Smiley. Still me? I just can't see.
You almost have to do the matrix, like what is this? Just the previous slide really talks about, when I first started here, I asked parents to lean in. Oftentimes when we think about our students in high school, we want to give them some freedom, and I get it. But this is the time when I really need you to come in and support your child. They need you. They need you to check on them. So I always said if it was a kindergarten parent meeting, I would have to have people come in rotations. And as we get higher up in the learning, we see that the seats get a little bit more empty. And I really want to encourage you to lean in, because this is an opportunity. They still need you. They are still developing, and they're still trying to navigate school. So I need you to lean in. I prefer if you lean in, because I probably was that bad parent, but I have 3 children of my own, and I leaned in until they graduated out of college, because I felt like if you're going to ask me for $25, let me see them grades. I'm paying, right? So just want to really encourage that you lean in. Don't check out on us, please. We have college planning opportunities. We want to make sure that we let you know. The WEF, which is the Wisconsin Educational Fair, will be at West High School again this year. We ask if you are 11th or 12th grader, please sign up. Most colleges that you probably are interested are at that fair. We want you to start pursuing interest. That fair will occur Friday, September the 29th. So you'll start hearing communication. It'll go in advisory in those slides for students, and just want to let parents know and put it on your radar that this is an opportunity for our 11th and 12th graders to start looking at schools and being able to shop around and see which ones are there for their interest. Then we also have College Gold Night for our seniors. I suggest also for junior parents to get a step up of what those conditions are necessary to start filling out those financial aid forms. We have someone to help you with that process. It is free. And so that is on Wednesday, January the 10th, as long as we don't have a snow day, East High School in the LMC. All right, additional dates to remember. If you forgot to come for registration last week, we also have a day where your student can come take a photo ID, which will also be used for the yearbook. So I highly encourage to come and take that photo ID, because I don't want you in the end of the year saying, my picture's not in the yearbook. That's how we get it in the yearbook. So that picture take day is September the 6th. Welcome back to school event is September the 18th, where our staff will be here to answer questions. You get to meet your students' teachers, and they're super excited to get that opportunity to meet you guys. ID, school pictures, makeup day is October 17th. That wasn't your best hair day, or you didn't have the right outfit. October 17th is the day you can come and take retakes. And then we want to also remind parents, October 19th and the 20th is actually our parent-teacher conferences or family caregiver conferences. All right, are there any questions? No, we wasn't that good. And I know if you know, especially if this is your 12th grader sitting in here, you've heard this probably 4 times. But if you have any questions, want to give that opportunity. Yes. So what happens is, think about it 5 days. So on Monday and Friday, they actually go to advisory. That's what we call our SP30 time. When Ms. Smiley was mentioning win time, that's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and that's the opportunity for them to get what I need. So it could be, I need to get more information from a teacher, like reteaching. I want to get this cool project that we have teachers who's offering an extension, and then they can also do the clubs as well. Hopefully that answers your question. Perfect. We do. We'll have Club Expo, 2nd week, 3rd week in September. Nope, let her ask the questions. She want to know. We'll have Club Expo 2nd or 3rd week, and then the students usually, get that information, and then they're able to sign up when we do Flexi-Sketch, sign up on Mondays. Perfect. Thank you for asking. Any other questions? Yes?
We weren't able to make it for registration, but I wanted to see about getting him a locker. Can we do that tonight?
What I'm going to suggest is that student, when we have first day of school, there'll be computer terminals for parking permits and also computer terminals set up to do lockers at lunch. Thank you. Okay? Any other questions? All right, this time is available for you. If you want to come and ask, maybe it's more of an individual question, we'll be right here to answer those. The building is open for you to do any type of walkthrough with your schedule. Thank you for coming out tonight, and we look forward to seeing you on Tuesday.